What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Movie Emporium's Netflix original movie review of Apollo 10 and a Half, A Space Age Childhood. This movie is directed by Richard Linklater. Now, before we begin, if you like this video, awesome. Hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome. Hit that like button as well as commenting below any video that you watch, including this one. So Apollo 10 and a Half, A Space Age Childhood is of course Richard Linklater's newest 2D animated film that is also rotoscoped. It's about a young kid named Stanley, and of course voiceovered by Jack Black, who plays the adult Stanley, and basically tells about a childhood, about a young kid living in the late 1960s during the space race and all that good stuff. And in essence, this movie is narrated similar to like, I want to say Wonder Years or The Goldbergs, where it just encapsulates or encompasses this kid's life with his family, the idea of the whole Apollo moon landing, the whole idea of just living out a summer, of course, in Houston, Texas, which is where Richard Linklater is from, and of course sets most of his movies. And just literally for an hour and 37 minutes, just follows this kid's imagination with his friends and family, and his imagination thinking he's actually part of the space program and like recruited during the summer to, train to go up in the Apollo space mission. And that's pretty much what the story is. It is literally just a coming of age tale like Richard Linklater knows how to do. And it's rotoscoped. It's animated. It's very much in Richard Linklater's house, or his wheelhouse, I should say. So I actually thought this movie was going to be like a very fantastical fictional sci-fi story of a kid going into space, living out his fantasies in this world, doing it from a perspective of having, him build like, structures and stuff like that would make him feel like he's in space. And I knew there was going to be some childhood elements into it because that's what Richard Linklater is known for doing and doing very, very well. And on top of that, he is a guy that is very invested on just creating interesting concepts and ideas when it comes to his films. So look at like Boyhood, which was filmed over like the last 11 years or 12 years at some point, and like A Scanner Darkly and so on and so forth. Just the movies that he creates are very interesting, I guess you could say. They don't always work, but they are interesting in their own right and worth a watch. And that's what makes Richard Linklater such a pioneer when it comes to just the concepts and ideas of just creating interesting films. So I was really intrigued and actually somewhat excited to see this film just based on Richard Linklater alone and the kind of concepts he's known for doing. And yeah, I absolutely enjoyed this film. It's absolutely a wonderful, nostalgic trip. Even if you didn't grow up in the 60s, the idea that, Richard Linklater is doing his own Wonder Years or doing his own Goldbergs in the sense of just telling about a young kid in the 60s, it's presented with just fun and hope and entertainment and just feels wondrous and excitement. It's just another Richard Linklater film just done to perfection. And he not only shows that he can work with kids really, really well, but he can just tell engaging stories about youth, just about the concepts of youth and the ideas of youth and how youth operates. And it's just a wonderful film. It really is. Is it going to be in the top 10 of the year? At this point, I don't know because it's still March, but it's a film that just really represents just the kind of awesome, awe-inspiring wonderment that you see when you're a young kid at 10 or 11 or 12 years old. And on top of that, because of the space race and the space age that was going on at the time, the idea of a kid being kind of thrown into this world that he, kind of sees himself in the space shuttle program, and the fact that is not real, but the fact that they play it out like it could be something that this kid could, enjoy himself, and just showing the mindset of a kid. That's what makes this movie work so well. And on top of that, like I said, Jack Black is actually the narrator of this movie, and it works really well. He actually is not really, a lot of times he's very outlandish and very just kind of bombastic and boisterous, but here he's toned back. He is given in, like, believe it or not, a southern accent, and he just really plays it out. There's just something kind of soothing about his story and how he's presenting the story. And that's why I feel this movie is just, it's fun, it's entertaining, and it just has everything that you want out of a Richard Linklater film, but also out of a great nostalgic property in a lot of respects. And it really shows, they go through the history of, the world and the states, between the wars and, the building of the Astrodome and like I said, the space race, and, what it was like to be a kid and the dangers of being a kid in the 60s with all the, all the safety guards not in place that we have now for kids and stuff like that. It was just, it really is presented very well. And apparently everything outside of the actors is animated. So the actors were mostly on green screen, and it's almost you almost can't tell. It's that well put together and well kind of constructed, and I just really enjoyed the film. I really did. There's not much else I can say about it. Everybody's fantastic in this. You know, the kids are kids. They do what kids do. The adults do what the adults do. The father in this movie is absolutely incredible and fun to watch because he's a penny pincher and he's an individual that knows how to scheme his way around, and he's still like a really loving father, and the mother is that typical mother, a house mom and stuff like that, and she does a really nice job. And of course Zachary Levi pops up in this movie, and it's a wonderful movie. It really is. It's a movie that I really enjoyed. But if I had any problems with it, it does play it safe for a Richard Linklater film. So there are tropes and stuff that he's very, very, very much known for. And sometimes when he goes outside of his wheelhouse, when he does like, you know, Scanner Darkly or Waking Life or, you know, any of these films, I feel like his strengths, and especially Boyhood, which I think is one of the most amazing films I've ever seen in my entire life, just on the fact of what he did. But here it fits into like, you know, the Dazed and Confused and, you know, Everybody Wants Some, and just the, you know, those types of films where it's his strengths, but sometimes you want to feel like maybe he can go outside the box. But here it's very much like what he's known for doing. So if that is the major negative, but that's not really a negative. It's just more of, you know, sometimes you want these directors to do something different. But here, once again, like I said, he's good at what he does when it comes to this particular style and genre and, you know, storytelling elements when it comes to kids and adults and all that good stuff. So that's a positive. That's the most positive thing I can say is it's a Richard Linklater film and it's done to perfection. And what is great about it is it's a very realistic world. You know, they show like the Wizard of Oz and they show all these different types of movies and they rotoscope those movies, and it's really cool looking, like Sound of Music. You know, the family is all realistic and the world's realistic, and it just, everything about this movie just gels and feeling like a very contemporary piece. It fits in those like Goldberg Wonder Year style films where they just have a very nostalgic look at the world that was at that time, but still feels like very traditional in a lot of aspects. So to kind of close out this review, I really did love this film. I think it's enjoyable. It's a nice piece of nostalgia, and it's very, very Richard Linklater in its own right, where it presents a world that is very realistic in its process, but does a very fantastical approach of like what it's like for a kid to have the really big ambitious ideas and fun kind of logic when it comes to like kid in a space shuttle being recruited. It's that type of thing. So overall, highly recommended. Definitely watch. You may not like the rotoscope style, so just be aware of that. But otherwise, I definitely recommend it for, you know, an hour and 35 minutes. So there you go. Anyways, that'll do it. That'll be my take of Apollo 10.5, A Space Age Childhood. Thank you so much for watching. Comments below. What is your favorite Richard Linklater movie? Do you love the style of animation? Are you looking forward to this film? All that good stuff. But otherwise, if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome. Hit that like button. And as always, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.